This is Vinyl Voices Radio, ESPN 97.5.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm John Didman.
Ceschi Ramos.
Hi everybody, this is Vinyl Voices Radio. Here we are live from Las Vegas, actually in the Airbnb, where we've been staying the last couple of days for the Punk Rock Bowling Festival. And yeah, I'm John Didman. He's Justin Dejas. And we have another badass guest hanging out with us.
That's right.
Ceschi Ramos is my name.
I didn't even have to intro. The Ceschi just jumped right
all
in.
doing it.
No, that's cool. That's cool. We like that.
Yeah, proactive.
This is indeed Ceschi Ramos. Yes. Ceschi has like a long solo career and also now part of a group called Codefendants that's doing really cool stuff. So thank you for coming by. Really appreciate
thanks for letting me.
Yeah.
That's been a fun weekend in Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's my first time really doing it, like doing the festival. I remember a few years ago I stopped by while on tour and I spent a couple days, but I hadn't gone to the shows or anything. So yeah, it's really cool. It's a great event. I even bowled this year.
Did you really?
In the bowling tournament. Yeah.
How'd you do?
I'm terrible.
Yeah, it was bowling, right?
I used to be all right, but yeah, we passed to the second round though. So
Okay.
Nice. I
Yes.
have no awareness of how that works. Is it like?
They gave me a crazy handicap though.
Oh, really?
I did so. Yeah, I think I don't know. I got like 120 average, something like that. It wasn't very good.
That's about me.
But the guy next to me on the last game, he's like an actual pro style. Like, it's very regular for that guy to get perfect games. So he hit 8 strikes in a row, and I'm like, you know what? This isn't really a competition.
I'll
like
stick
that.
with my day job.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of your day job, you've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
So for like the uninitiated, just, I mean, I can tell these folks that like everything you do is such a blend, like that's not genre specific. It's like some deep poetry there. It's hip hop. It's, punk. It's like folk punk. I mean, it's all, your singing is incredible. We heard you the other night, doing like a solo set. It's all of that, but just for, coming straight from Ceschi, maybe it might be a little bit better.
Yeah, I've been doing, music my whole life, but my first solo record came out 20 years ago. So 2004, it was called Fake Flowers. It was a lot of kind of experimental lo-fi hip-hop stuff with sort of punk elements and poetry and everything you mentioned. And I've always played guitar, and I have certain records that are way more guitar focused, and others that are way more beat oriented. So
Just whatever strikes you then.
exactly, and Codefendants is sort of like that too. So we're a band, but people like before we ever did an interview, we're like, we're gonna hear the genre thing. Let's just make a new genre. So we call it crime wave.
Yeah.
So it's basically whatever we want, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of how the music goes too, right? I mean, because in one song, there's so many different elements of different styles of music
Yeah,
in each song.
yeah, definitely.
And then you'll just start rapping really fast.
Yeah. So I come out of, I was sort of raised out of this hip hop scene that was very jazz influenced as well. So I can't forget the jazz influence on everything.
Right.
Because I did have my years of playing sort of jazz fusion and all these things. And the hip hop scene that really, the rappers from that scene that mentored me. So there's a crew named Of Mexican Descent, and there's this crew called Freestyle Fellowship. And it all comes out of this really jazz-influenced style of hip-hop that came out of Los Angeles in the late 80s, early 90s. And it was a very strong community, a lot of activism attached to it as well. And they had a cafe called the Good Life Cafe where we would do epic freestyle sessions. And it's just, there's a lot documented about that era, but that's really those elders are my elders in rap, and that's where the fast rap comes from. Really, I learned it from some of the people that I think are the best. So.
Yeah. Well, smooth. That's the thing about like a lot of your music is that you might be rapping really fast, but but it's just still just smooth music that you're doing it over, right? So
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, for the most part, sometimes it gets abrasive or whatever.
and that's that little jazz element in a lot of your songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of it. So it's a lot of. I should say a lot of the jazz elements it's jazz vocalese stuff. So it's groups like Lambert, Hendricks, and Ross from the 40s have also influenced the styles of rhythmic rapping that
Wow.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny to, we've talked a little bit in the past when you came through Houston some. And,
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and so just hearing, your story and all the influences and, it's been so DIY for most of that time, when we talked, we were talking about not necessarily collaborations, but people that, were contemporaries like, Pat the Bunny or,
Right.
we talked about Factor some. And so,
Yeah. I think Factor was. Did he come out? Yeah, he was at the Houston
yeah,
show.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, but now too, and kind of maybe segueing into what's happening now with Codefendants, it's Sam King from Get Dead's in that group, and then Fat Mike is in the band, and so
Yeah.
it's not necessarily DIY. You have kind of this.
Right. I mean, almost the first time in my life, because before I really went and was doing mostly solo, all DIY stuff, and I started a record label in 2008,
Right.
called Fake 4, which is the logo is my 4-fingered hand, and we're still going. But before that, I was in a band called Toca, and that band called Toca was like multi-genre, every way, like even in a more extreme way than Codefendants. It's almost more like a Mr. Bungle in that sense, where it like shifted genre a lot within songs, but with different styles,
Right.
And we were signed to Snoop Dogg's development team, management team.
Okay.
They signed us as a developing act that they wanted to, put out. By the time the album was actually finished in 2007, we broke up. So that was the last time I was not DIY. That's the
Right.
last time I worked with a label like in
Right.
that capacity.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I went hardcore DIY for nearly 20 years.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Or yeah.
Yeah. So what's it been like though? I mean, kind of this moving into this. It's all music and it's all music business, and you've been doing this a long time. But I imagine there's some wrinkles that you have to work through.
Yeah, it's really hard for me not to be DIY. So
Right.
the first year Codefendants coming out, it felt really cool to have a team around and money, a budget to do
Sure.
things that we want to do. Like just think up something and we'll
Like
we'll
the
make
videos.
it happen.
The videos are crazy.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
videos. That was really Mike pushing it, but
Yeah.
our really good friends in Indecline
Uh-huh.
did those videos. And yeah, I mean, I had never worked in that capacity before.
Right.
So it was cool. It was always been prohibitive, because of finances.
I
Right.
say it's always nice when someone else is funding it.
Yeah,
That
definitely.
makes
No.
things a lot smoother.
Yeah, Sam and I, we both come from that DIY kind of mentality. We're like, man, we could put this out ourselves. And it's like, yeah, but all this other shit wouldn't happen if we would.
Right.
So we decided early on, like, all right, we're just gonna roll with this and understand that we might not see a cent from the record sales and stuff, because that's how this works. Because
Right.
like, if they're pouring that much into the
Sure.
promotion and videos and whatnot, we're not gonna see, we're not gonna be getting our direct,
Right, right.
royalties or all that sales and stuff.
That definitely is a difference.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And for the most part, it was really, really cool. And then we started noticing how convoluted some of the industry could be. How many people start nibbling at the pot.
Right.
And it's like, yo, we've never been paid this much in our lives for music, for shows and whatnot, being Sam. Then suddenly there's another person taking 10% that didn't do nothing. And another person taking 10% that didn't do anything.
Right.
And we're like, by the end of last year, we were like owing somebody $20-something thousand, and we're like, oh, everyone's fired. So we fired everyone, and that's the problem with us, is that we're very DIY. So now people are like, who's your manager? It's like, oh, it's my homie that doesn't really do too much managing work. He just kind of supports us, and we're just kind of back to DIY. Who's booking? Yeah, we'll book it. Like,
Nice.
you don't need an agent to book it, and if I need an agent for some reason, I got friends that are agents that aren't gonna,
Right.
hit me over the head for things they didn't do. Because
Yeah.
these agents, all those no effect shows we were doing, these agents that didn't book a single one of them were taking their 10%, their 15%, their 20%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the end, it adds up.
Yeah.
And that's very normal, and I get it, but that's not normal to us.
I've considered suicide by police. I do it myself, but I'm far too angry, and that's the way this thing's gotta be for now. And when that time comes, you'll know, because you've become a widow. Organizing all those things that you disliked about me, and I hope piece by piece that it finds you no peace at all. That it finds you no peace at all. Never had a smile that lit up every room that I came into. All those intentions were self-serving. If my eulogy reads like a scene from some bad Hollywood movie, it would seem that none of you knew me. How much of this time's been wasted singing these rhymes you hated? Nothing sucks out the joy of life quite like truth. So we spend our nights getting wasted, line after line with numb faces, turning pipe dreams into pipe bombs with you. Beneath some rubble, buried in a modern concrete tomb. With Western comforts, they will find the remains of our youth. In a van shoebox, they'll uncover letters and mixtapes. Left a trail of breadcrumbs that will never lead to any place. I've considered suicide by police. We're trying myself, but my finger's missing. So I guess I'll stare at a wall and scream for now. I'm broken, defeated for no particular reason. Quit asking. If I'm okay on the day I die, it will be self-explanatory. There won't be a letter for you. Life was just painfully boring. How much of this time's been wasted singing these lines you hated? Nothing sucks up the joy of life quite like truth. So we spend our nights getting wasted, line after line with numb faces, turning pipe dreams into pipe bombs with you. Turning pipe dreams into pipe bombs with you.